Okay, train men, today I'm going to take a look at a problem I'm having with the Genset coupler. This is the BNSF Genset Lionel Legacy. This coupler here, which is the rear coupler, when I'm pulling a fairly heavy train, it seems to just pull open. And I think it's mechanical. I don't think it's electrical. I read on the OGR forum, some guys said that inside there, the knuckle, inside there it needs filed down. So what I'm going to do is try to see if I can get this knuckle out of here, file it down, and then look through my little parts here. It's been 15 years since I've put rivets in couplers. And I got this little gadget here, this little tool that'll hopefully help me put the rivets in. I haven't used it in 15 years either. So it should be a learning experience again. It's like starting over. So first thing is, how hard it's going to be to get this coupler rivet out of here without damaging anything. So I'll try that and we'll see what happens. Okay, so actually I decided that it looked like the head was bigger on the rivet on the top, and I'll go at it from the top. So I took it out of the cradle and flipped the loco over. Now I'm going to go after this rivet here. If I remember from the old days, there was more slack in the ones I did with the post-war stuff, but you could get cutters. Actually, I was able to get these cutters in there, flush cuts, and just snap that off. Now this one looks really tight, and I don't want to destroy too much up on top here. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to get at it with this or not. And of course, because of the, I'm going to have to work at it a little bit here. So I might not be able to get all this on video for you, but the concept is to get underneath this little knuckle here and cut it off. I hope I can snip it off without having to drill anything out. And once I do that, inside there should be a plunger and a little spring I got to be careful of, but this whole little knuckle assembly, this moving part, should come out of here. So I'm going to work at it a little bit and see what we come up with. I don't want it to fly out here and hit me, so I'm going to put my finger over it when I go to cut it. Actually, now that I have it pulled up, maybe I can use the bigger cutters and not destroy my snips. Let's see what we get here. Okay, there's the little head. Now I got to figure out how to get that out of there. Okay. So that is out. Now, there's a spring or something in there, and I don't want to lose it. I don't want it to come flying out of here. Oh, I thought it was a little. It's one of these little springs. It's one of these little guys. Man, it's been a while. It's been 15 years since I've done one of these. Of course, you guys, I had it the right way, you guys who do this all the time be laughing like hell, but I'm going to set this stuff aside exactly how I took it out, and then stick it in here, you know, put the rivet through it and compress it and push it in there. Of course, usually I did it upside down before too, so, well, that'll be fun. I might have to go look something up to do that, but I'll figure it out. Point is, we got this out of here. Okay, so I think what they were saying was, you got the coupler here. Let me hold this for you to see if you can. You got this part here, and I think what they were saying was this little part in here. I think they were talking about filing this on both planes so that it's square inside there. If you sort of look at it, it has like in the point here, it's kind of curved around, and I think you're supposed to file that flat so that it will work better. So that's what I'm going to try to do. Supposedly 3 or 4 pushes, 3 or 4 cuts with a file on each face should do that. Now understand, I have no idea if this is really going to fix it or help. I'm just doing what I was told. But what I did was I took this file, it's a little triangular file, and I just went and did, you know, these edges here, so I got a nice square angle in the point here. It's nice and squared off, so if there's any flashing from the die cast or anything, maybe it made it better. Now the thing will be figuring out how to get it back in here, because I haven't done it in many years. So I know I have some of these little springs here and some rivets, and it looks like I have some black ones, TC23 knuckle springs, or rivets with knuckle springs. So that's what I'm going to do, is get one of these little guys out of here and see what I can do. Is put the knuckle in here, put this rivet down through both the knuckle and this part, and then this little spring over here, I'm going to have to feed that in there and compress it and not let it shoot across the room at the same time. I think it goes on the bottom. No, darn it, I can't remember how it goes, but I think once I flip it around here and do it, it'll come to me. I'm going to go look at another one also and see where the little spring is. Okay, I think you can see this, but just trust me on it. This is the other side, and I wanted to look at how it was put together here. So you come out of the coupler, and the spring is at the top, compressed in there, and then the little bendy part down here goes towards the center, and the long part is up in here. So it's on first. So the rivet's going to come in, the little spring's going to go in here, and I'm going to feed it. I'm going to have to compress it and squish it in there, and then hopefully I can snap the rivet on there. So that answers that question. Okay, I'm pretty sure, if I remember from 15 years ago, this is the part where the swearing starts, because, well, like I said, I haven't done this in a long time. So, boy, this is going to be tedious for you guys. I can't even see it. If I remember, you gotta get this little spring in here and get this pin up through here that I just don't remember anymore how to do it. Right, but then you gotta pull it down enough so that you can feed it in here without losing your little spring. And I was 15 years younger when I did this last time, so my guess is back then I could actually see what I was doing, and I wasn't trying to do it for a camera either. And there it went. That's normally what happens. They go shooting all over the place. I'm going to try again, but that's what happens. Luckily, I had a bunch more of these little springs around, but like I said, that's probably what I'm going to have to do, is do it without the benefit of you guys seeing it on camera, because I'm going to have to push it around at a whole bunch of different angles, and I just can't do it with the camera. And see, you can always get that on. The problem is you've got to put you've got to pull that down and keep that spring under your thumb and let the rivet come down and put pressure on it all at the same time. Otherwise, it's just going to go shooting, and that's going to be the end of it. And that's the part. Okay. I think I got it. It locked in there. All right, let me move the camera without letting go of this and see if I can get over here and put the rivet in. So I got this little anvil here with an indentation in it, and you clamp it down to the side of your workbench, and then you set the head of the rivet for the coupler in there. Okay, well, maybe. And then you get your little punch and you go to town on it. Okay, probably shouldn't need too many. Don't want to overdo it, but I want to make sure it's not going to pop out. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. Okay, so it's back on the track. Let's see what we got here. Well, that's always a good sign. You guys pretty much know everything I take apart ends up having an issue when I go back to use it, especially this this date range of Lionel. So now what I'm going to do, let me try a couple things. Just start out basic here and see if it stays. Okay. Okay. Okay, so what I'm going to do is run it around, and I'm going to stand over here because this is a spot it would always, well, not always, but most of the time this is a spot where it would come off coming out of this tunnel over here. I specifically put a real heavy train on. I got a lot of die-cast cars on there, some big Atlas cars, 4 cabooses at the back, some loads in the middle. This is the same train I was running when I had a problem, and I had it at 132 speed steps on the Lionel controller, so I'm getting my way up there now. Right there, I'm at 133, 132. All right, now let's see. Before he could not go around more than once without letting loose, and what he did, you knew it because the train would stop and he would usually, coming out of the tunnel, let loose right there. Sometimes over on the other side, but I don't want to speak too soon, but this is more than I got out of him before. I'm sure he's at maximum authorized speed. I mean, I'm doing 148 now, speed steps. And I normally don't run my stuff that fast. But I was in the process of testing him, and I just thought it was putting quite a drag on him, so. I don't know. I mean, I really thought I'd have to order a new coil coupler from Lionel for 10 bucks and put it on. And I went on the OGR forum and found reference to some closed threads that said a lot of the Legacies in the last couple years have had some problems with the couplers. And one guy said, file it down. It does feel like it closes a lot nicer. I mean, I know this is boring for you guys watching us go around, but I mean, I'm going to consider it repaired for now. All right, as usual, I appreciate you watching my videos. It's pretty good. I mean, I haven't done one of those couplers like that with the riveter for 15 years, so got back into it. If you have any questions, post them below the video here. Any comments, likes, I'd appreciate all that. Keeps me going. All right, thanks for watching, guys. Catch you next time. And one last thing here, specifically for my train friend Caesar. When he was over this weekend, this switch was having problems, and when it opened up, it wouldn't completely open. It was catching on the rail. And what I found out, it had a couple of these. I use tortoise switch motors, and the way my layout is, many layers there from the 2x4 up. I mean, we can talk about that sometime. But anyway, when you drill through it, that plywood and the foam and the Luan and everything, it's a long distance for that tortoise to throw that wire through there. So anyway, I made the hole bigger, and let me see if I can do this without backwards, wrong hand, and under the table. Hold on. There we go. See? Completely open now, so when the guy comes in here and goes in the siding, we're not going to have any more derailments.